Hello everybody and good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our 25-week Bumpdate update. 15 weeks left to go. It's crazy. Tiffany is starting to freak out a little bit because we're not quite prepared yet, but we're getting there. Doing a little bit every day to get there. So how big is the baby this week? Well, depending on your sources, it's roughly on average 14 inches and about 2 pounds. Now, if you remember from last week, the baby was about 12 inches and about 1.3 to 1.5 pounds. So in a week, we've grown almost 2 inches and half a pound. That's nuts. We are definitely in a growth spurt right now. And I can feel it a little bit too. So yes, baby is going to be growing rapidly over these next few weeks. So what does that compare to in size? Definitely not a Roo Bear, although she wants it to be, huh, baby? Yes. So, baby is about the size of a head of a cauliflower, a papaya, a bunny, a Napa cabbage, which I'm not really sure what a Napa cabbage is in comparison to a regular cabbage, a prairie dog, or a baseball glove. So if you have any of those things laying around, most likely it'll be a cauliflower or a baseball glove, or I don't know, maybe a papaya. That is how big little man is this week. So what's going on with him? His hair is thickening and it's growing in with some pigment. Although after he is born, he could lose all of that hair and the pigment could change and the texture could change. So the hair he's born with might not be the hair he has forever. We'll see. We won't know until after he's born, right? His nostrils are starting to open, which is good because if I were to go early, he would have a better chance of survival because his lungs are still growing that or they're developing that surfactant, and now his nostrils are opening. So he would definitely have an easier time breathing outside of the womb. He has a sense of balance now. He can tell which way is up and which way is down. And hopefully this should help when it is time to give birth. He can figure out which way his head needs to go and which way his feet need to go. You know, head down, preferably. Yeah. So he has that sense of balance, and he's also growing more fat. So a little while ago I said he was really wrinkly. So he's starting to fill in those wrinkles, but you know, he could still have some of them when he's born and still need to fill that out a little bit more. So he is getting some fat on him, which makes sense because he's grown so much in the past week. He's gonna be a big boy, a big boy. So how's mom this week? That's all I've got for little man. How am I doing this week? I'm good. I'm feeling more tired this week than normal, or than I have been in the past few weeks. And I think that's just because he's going through a growth spurt. He needs all of my energy, which leaves me with none. I definitely feel like taking a nap during the middle of the day. However, I don't, but maybe I should. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired. And I'm definitely starting to waddle a little bit this week. I know I confessed it on the vlog and I talked about it a little bit last week, but I do have a waddle towards the end of the day, especially if I've been pretty active throughout the day. My glutes specifically are sore, and my pelvis is a little achy at times, but I know that things are shifting and widening and all that stuff, and it's not super painful or anything to be worried about. Plus we have a checkup with the OB next week. We'll bring all this up, and if they have any concerns, they'll let us know. It's also hard for me to like roll over in bed or to even get out of bed, because one reason is because our bed is so cushioned. We have a pillow top mattress, plus we have like an extra 2 inches of like a foam mattress topper. So that's definitely making me sink into the bed a little bit more. It's hard for me to roll over or get out, but also because I have the ache in my glutes and my pelvis, it's hard for me to move my legs. Stop chewing on my buttons, Rue. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna go away for a while and then come back later in the 3rd trimester. I am hoping that for the next 15 weeks I don't have this problem. I'm hoping it's just temporary. So yeah. I haven't talked about this recently, but some people might be curious. Do I have any food aversions? Like, I know that sometimes when people are pregnant they can't smell meat, or they can't smell eggs, or anything like that. But I don't really have that. Smells don't make me sick. The thought of a specific food doesn't make me sick. I mean, I still have that pita pit aversion. I'm not really sure why, but I don't see or eat or go near pita pit ever, and it's not enough to make me want to Shrek or anything. So no food aversions really. But I do have new cravings this week. I crave grapes and pears. So more like the juicier, sweeter fruits. Which is kind of, it's different because for a while I was craving potato chips and fries with ketchup and all of the saltier foods. But now this week it's a sweet thing. And thankfully it's not like ice cream or anything. It's like a healthier craving, so that's good. So I just thought it was funny how my cravings have changed from salty to sweet. I definitely am using the bathroom more often. Since little man is getting bigger, there is less space for my bladder, and also he likes to jump on it sometimes as a trampoline. So I'm making more frequent trips to the bathroom. I am sleeping well, but I'm also sleeping light. Like if I have to roll over, sometimes I kind of wake up or things like that. I have been waking up at like 6:30, like in 45 minutes before my alarm goes off. Thankfully, usually I'm able to get myself back to sleep for that extra 45 minutes, but it's just weird. Like the past week I've been waking up at 6:30. I don't know if it's because Tiffany's alarm is going off or what, but I think my body's just getting prepared for mom mode and needing to wake up every few hours for little man, so that's okay. Lastly, I still don't really have a need for maternity clothes. Seriously, Rue? Just biting my buttons again. I did buy some maternity bras only because I wanted some comfortable bras to wear around the house, and I also was running out of regular bras to wear. I snapped one, and so I just went and I got those. But as for maternity shirts or maternity pants, I have not purchased anything like that yet. So I wasn't really concerned about it, but earlier this week someone mentioned that I was kind of small for being 25 weeks along. But everyone carries their pregnancy different, so I guess I just haven't really popped out that much yet. Plus, I had a lot of that weight loss in the beginning, so baby's, he's just taken up room where my body fat was. So my pants are still fitting pretty normally. But that's about it with me this week. The helpful item of the week. I don't really have a pregnancy related helpful item like that I can use, but Tiffany brought up the idea that I bring up a different favorite item that we have, and that is a book. We talked about it before in one of the vlogs, but it's called I Love You More and More by Nikki Benson and illustrated by Johnny Lambert. We read this book every night to little man, and we love it. We love the message that's inside of it. But one of the reasons we read it every night, the same book over and over again, is because, excuse me, excuse me. I was watching a documentary one day, and they did this study where the parents read a story or a nursery rhyme. That's what I'm looking for. A nursery rhyme to the baby for 6 weeks or so. And then they took like a week off, and they monitored the baby the whole time that they did this, that they read these stories. And when they went back after the week off, they found that when reading these nursery rhymes, the baby actually seemed more relaxed, and their heart rate slowed down inside the womb. And I just thought that was pretty neat. So, you know, they can definitely hear you, and they can definitely recognize stories and nursery rhymes and things like that. So I've been pretty adamant about reading the same story. Plus, it's a great story. I really, really love it. It makes me cry. It makes Tiffany cry. It's just a beautiful book, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you've got a baby on the way, or if your friend has a baby on the way, if you've got grandkids on the way, or if you've already got them and you don't have this book, I really think you should get it. Again, it's I Love You More and More by Nikki Benson. So that's all I have for you this week. Let's go check out the baby bump. Okay, so what do you think of the bump this week? Do you think it's any bigger than last week? The same? I don't know. Like I always say, I see my body every day, so it's really hard to notice the changes. And I thought that I was starting to show more until the other day when someone told me I was really tiny and I didn't even look pregnant. So I don't know. I know that my belly is feeling firmer, which is good because that means my uterus is growing, which means the baby is growing. But as far as like showing more, I don't really see it, but I know that you guys do. So anyways, Does it look the same as last week, or bigger, or smaller? I mean, it could look smaller depending on the way he's sitting. You never know. But yeah, that is all that I have for you guys today, and that's all that little Rosie has for you today. So until next time, thank you guys so much for everything, and thank you for sharing this with your friends, and we will catch you on the flippity.